Hello. This video walks you through how to navigate through SAP and get you started on using the SAP Learning Platform. I'm starting off after you've logged in. If you don't know how to log in, please watch my other video on how to log into SAP. So we've logged in, and where we are right now is called the SAP Easy Access menu. And when you're here, you can see there's a whole bunch of menu items that we can expand on. So for example, if we're interested in logistics, we click on this arrow, logistics, and then we can go into materials management if we're interested in the purchasing side of things. If you're interested in material, you'd click on the material master. Specific material, you click on here. And then if you maybe wanted to display different material or part numbers, this is where you would go. So that's how you kind of work throughout the SAP Easy Access menu. So you can click on these different menu options and expand the menus. So I'm going to take you to a specific screen. I'm going to look at creating a standard order, and this is a very typical view of what you see in SAP. And just so that you understand some of the terminology when we're talking about SAP, this top part that's shaded in blue is called your header data. So that is where you put the information related to an order overall. Then this middle part is called your position overview, and you put more detailed information, and there's different tabs you can click on to put in information, and in the bottom is what they call the position details, and you put the specific part numbers. So again, when you hear about header data, that's this top information, position overviews is middle information, and down here is your position details. So now I'm just going to walk you through where you can get help on SAP. So there's a variety of different ways to get help. So in different items, in the item, you can see how you can click on this icon, and you can get more help to search for what you're looking for. So that's one way to get help. Another way is when you're in this certain spot, you can click on F1. So my cursor is in the sole two-party space, and I click on F1, and it tells me what the sole two-party means. So the customer who orders the goods or services, it's the sole two parties contractually responsible for sales orders. So that's another way you can look for information. Another thing is if you put your cursor in the sole two-party or any other spot, you can click on F4, and it will give you a list of items that you can look for. So similar to clicking on the icon beside the space. So another way you can get help, I'm just going to arrow back. So you can see here, there's an arrow here, and this will take you, if you keep clicking back, it will take you to the SAP Easy Access menu. So when you're here, you can click on More, and then you can click on Help, and then you can click on SAP Portal. And this will take you to the SAP Portal help page. So this is another avenue. So if you're looking for help on SAP transactions, this is another avenue you can go to get help. So back to the SAP Easy Access menu. Another thing I'm going to show you is how you can add favorites. So there's some transactions you will be doing over and over again, and to keep clicking on all these menu items and going down and down is very timely. So if you know some transactions that you'll be doing over and over again, it's good to add them to your favorites. So as you can see here, we are in material, and one of the things that you may click over and over again is display material. So when you're here, you can right-click on it, and then it'll say Execute Display Current, and you can put Add to Favorites. Click OK, and you can see here now at the top, you have your favorites, so material master. So instead of going through all the way through the menu, you can just click on this to get to that certain transaction. So another term you may hear over and over again is transaction codes or T codes. And these are, again, transactions that you do over and over again. And instead of going all the way through the menu, you can just type in the transaction code. So there's different ways. And it's always nice if you want to see what the transaction code is. So you can go here, open folder. Insert transaction. So this is another way. Instead of, if you know what the transaction code is, you can type it in and it will go into your favorite. So that's what I'm adding here right now. So let's try MM01, MM02. Okay. So that transaction, as you can see, has been added to my favorite. So again, it was just by going up here, right-clicking, and then insert transaction. So if you know the T code, you can just type it in and it will go there. So another thing is you can type in your transaction codes or your T codes here, and it will take you right to that screen rather than going all the way through the menu items. I'm just going to go back. So another thing is you can add those T codes to your transactions so you can see what they are. So you can see this is display current material, but we don't know what the transaction code is. So we can add that. So we can do that by going to More, Extras, Settings, and Display Technical Name. So let's see. And as you can see, it's added our T codes there. So we can either click on there to go right to that transaction, or we can type in the transaction code there. So those are really handy things to know when navigating around SAP. So another thing is when you're struggling to find out something to do, you can put in here, so search _ SAP _ menu. Right, click on that. It will take me here. So what are you searching on is what it's asking for. So maybe I want to know all the T codes related to material. So if I type in material, and my system seems to be slow here right now, but as you can see, it takes me to a whole bunch of list of actions you can do with regards to material, and it gives us our transaction codes or T codes. And we can scroll down to see if we want to use any of these things. So again, a real helpful tool. So another thing is you may want to set up your SAP to look a certain way. If you're using a Mac, your SAP will look a little bit different. And a way to change your settings and how things look is to go to More, SAP GUI Settings and Actions, Options. And as you can see, the theme or the view that we see is the Belize theme. So you can choose different themes, and you can click on these and play around and see if there's one you'd like to use. We will be using the Belize theme throughout this course. Another useful setting is your user profile settings. If you want to see them, you can use the T code SU1. And here it shows me user, so learn 285, so that's my user. You can see that the password was changed by teach-008. Last name, first name. So if we were in a real company setting, we would see some names here. As I've been given the global byte users function. So again, another useful function to see who's associated with this SAP. So hopefully this has helped you get used to navigating around SAP. You should now be able to name the Windows elements. So remember your header and your main and bottom parts, how to navigate around in the SAP system, how to apply personal system settings, and how to effectively use help. So I hope this video helps you.